Several political parties are staging pickets outside Pretoria High School for girls. The school is rocked by fresh allegations of racism that have led to disciplinary processes expected to take place later today. The EFF, ANC and Young Communist League are some of the political parties that are demonstrating outside the school gate. At least 12 pupils will face disciplinary processes later this afternoon at the school following racist allegations. The pupils were suspended over a week ago after they were implicated in controversial WhatsApp group conversations that were allegedly filled with racial comments, microaggressions and complaints about black pupils. Security has since been beefed up at the school. Police nyalas are also patrolling the area with more officers monitoring on the ground. Well, for more on this story, we cross now to SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie, who's been tracking the story for us. A very good afternoon, Patricia. Lots of political parties there. Just tell us what's happening.
Well, good afternoon. We are obviously outside the school where you can see some skirmishes have just broken out between the EFF and the ANC Youth League. And the EFF is ultimately saying that we should not interview the ANC Youth League before them, as they have arrived first. So you can see the tensions that are playing out here. But obviously, the focus remains the demonstrations that have started this morning outside the school as the disciplinary processes are to take place. They're starting today. Seems like they have sorted themselves out. They have reached some sort of agreement as to who we will be speaking to, and we'll be going ahead with obviously trying to speak to the ANC Youth League. But before we speak to Ntsako, who's standing ready here, just to give you a little bit of background of what's happening here at the school. It's business as usual inside. School activity is still continuing. School is going to get out. We'll probably see learners coming out in a short while as they will be going home. We can see parents have already lined up with their vehicles to come and pick up their children. But we've also learned that the disciplinary processes will not be taking place here. They have moved the 12 learners who are expected to face these disciplinary processes. And of course, we understand that there are also lawyers that are involved in this saga right now. And this has to do with the fact that many of the learners who are facing these disciplinary processes are matriculants, and they are set to write their preliminary exams in a few days to come, few weeks to come. And obviously, parents are concerned that there might be added pressure on them as they will be gearing up for these much important exams. We've also heard the controversy around this matter that's spilling out in society with mixed views, obviously. And you'd understand why this is such a sensitive story. It's not the first time that Pretoria Girls High is in the news for racism-related allegations. We take you back to 2016 when the controversial hair protest played out at the school, when black learners at the school were bringing forth their testimonies that their hair was being discriminated against. And now, years later, we see fresh allegations of racism that's rocking at the school with the controversial WhatsApp group that has been obviously leaked, exposed. And many are saying that, is it really racism, or was it just a group of learners raising concerns about their daily experiences? Let's hear it from Ntsako here from the ANC Youth League in Gauteng. Some are saying, is it necessary to stage these protests outside a school? Why not leave it in the hands of the parents, the SGB and the Gauteng Education Department to handle this matter?
Very necessary. The Youth League has always fought for a free and fair, non-racial, underline that, non-racial, non-sexist education in this particular country. These are our victories, and we have a responsibility to make sure that all schools are racial free in this particular province. We're tired of this school. In fact, we don't want the Department of Education to only charge the learners. We want to look at the management and the SGB in this school. I think it's high time that we must put them to test and account.
Are you not just maybe hijacking this whole controversy? Of course, it is a sensitive matter when young children are crying foul and they accusing one another of allegations of racism. But some are saying, but why are politicians getting involved? Are you not just trying to hijack this controversy for cheap political mileage?
Racism must be confronted for what it is. There's no cheap political mileage here. We've fought against non-racism. This organization is known to have fought for non-racial and non-sexist free education, and we're here to continue as our forefathers left off.
What else are you planning? Are you not just being opportunistic? Here you are today when these disciplinary processes are playing out, when this whole saga has been leaked to the media. But what are you doing day to day to make sure that you support learners, that you push an agenda at all schools of non-racialism? What's the work that the ANC Youth League does on a daily basis to make sure that South Africa is free of all elements of racism?
Must remember, we've been here in 2016. We have programs where all our members also participate in the SGBs. Our members are trained in the Representative Council of Learners to then be able to speak out against such matters. When we hear any smell of racism, the leadership and collective in society of the Youth League must then come and close the school down. What I want to check the leadership, the principal and the SGB in this particular school. We think they're fueling this racism. These kids are not doing it on their own.
Just lastly, the Gauteng MEC for Education is expected to make his way here. What would you expect him to perhaps come up with in terms of support, the school's code of conduct that can be improved to prevent such from happening again?
Suspend the school's leadership, suspend the SGB. Let's get new leadership in this particular school that will then not orchestrate racism and divide the students and learners that are here.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, here outside this school, as I said, there's tight security, private security, a lot of police that are also monitoring what is happening. School gates are closed, and one has to see what will happen when the children come out and they will be obviously going home. Will that be a peaceful process? We have heard, of course, the Gauteng Education Department that has appealed for calm, and they've appealed that anyone who comes here, the first appeal was that no one should come here today and tomorrow, but of course here they are. But should they come here, they should respect the curriculum activity that is taking place, and the safety of the school children still needs to be of vital importance as this is obviously playing out. We'll come to you live again with the MEC for Education in Gauteng. We'll also speak to the EFF and hear what are their views. As I told you earlier, there was a little bit of a clash as to who must descend to the cameras first. They sorted that out peacefully. We'll get their views just to balance things and keep on monitoring what's happening here. We'll also try to get the parents. You'd understand, sensitive situation. A lot of parents saying that they do not want to speak on camera. They're scared that their children might face victimization. They might be bullied. Then the issue of them being minors as well. That is, top of the agenda. Parents of all the groups that are implicated in this whole saga saying that it has to be dealt with sensitivity, and the fact that many of these children are underage, that has to be respected. Back to studio.
Indeed, Patricia, thank you so much for that report. My colleague there, Patricia Visagie.